AWMBC, Luke here with another devotional video. This last Sunday, Terry did a one-off sermon talking about the power of saying thank you and the importance of living your life out of a place of gratitude for everything that God has done for us, and all of the ways that makes our lives better. It makes the lives of the people around us better. And one of the things that he mentioned was that when we express our gratitude, when we act out of gratitude, we raise the value of others. And I wanted to share a story from the Bible where just that thing happens. And so this is a story from the Old Testament, the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel. It's a story of David. And so David, before he was king, he made a very strong friendship with Saul's son Jonathan. And at one point, Jonathan saves David's life, and they make this promise that they will look after each other, and even their own families if something were to happen to each other. Now, David becomes king after Saul and Jonathan and some of Saul's other sons. They all die in the same battle. And as David is consolidating power in the kingdom of Israel, some people without David's knowledge, they're going out and they're taking out Saul's relatives, so that there's no one that can take his throne. And one of the things that happens there is Jonathan, one of Jonathan's sons, at that time, a 5-year-old boy named Mephibosheth. His nurse, when she hears that Saul has died and Jonathan has died, she takes Mephibosheth and she runs, but as they're trying to escape, she drops him and he loses the ability to walk from that point forward. And years later, David has power. He's everything is fine, and he remembers his friend Jonathan and everything that Jonathan did for him. And so picking up here in 2 Samuel chapter 9, one day David asked, "Is anyone in Saul's family still alive? Anyone to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake?" He summoned a man named Ziba, who had been one of Saul's servants. "Are you Ziba?" the king asked. "Yes, sir, I am," Ziba replied. The king then asked, "Is anyone still alive from Saul's family? If so, I want to show God's kindness to them." Ziba replied, "Yes, one of Jonathan's sons is still alive. He is crippled in both feet." "Where is he?" the king asked. "In Lo-debar," Ziba told him, "at the home of Machir, son of Amiel." Now, Lo-debar is a word, it's a name, but it also has some meaning, and it means no word or no communication. Basically, this is a place you go if you want to hide and you do not want to be found. So David sent for him and brought him from Machir's home. His name was Mephibosheth. He was Jonathan's son and Saul's grandson. When he came to David, he bowed low to the ground in deep respect. David said, "Greetings, Mephibosheth." Mephibosheth replied, "I'm your servant." "Don't be afraid," David said. "I intend to show kindness to you because of my promise to your father Jonathan. I will give you all the property that once belonged to your grandfather Saul, and you will eat here with me at the king's table." Mephibosheth bowed respectfully and exclaimed, "Who is your servant that you should show such kindness to a dead dog like me?" Then the king summoned Saul's servant Ziba and said, "I have given your master's grandson everything that belonged to Saul and his family. You and your sons and servants are to farm the land for him, to produce food for your master's household. But Mephibosheth, your master's grandson, will eat here at my table." Now, what I like about that story is the reversal. Mephibosheth started his life as the king's grandson, and very quickly things devolved into a place where he was hidden, he was crippled, he went from being part of a royal lineage to hiding as someone who couldn't play even a bit role in society because of his condition. But because of David's gratitude to Jonathan, his value was raised from that super low place up to eating at the king's table. And that's incredible. I love that story, that even the enemies, or the descendants of his enemies, David can show out of his gratitude, he can show kindness and mercy. Now, at the end of the message, Terry put out a challenge to all of us to find someone this week, to think about who has given us a lot, and to intentionally say thank you to them. Now, of course, not all of we're not kings, right? We don't have the opportunity to give someone land and title and things like that. But even the simple act of saying thank you can be really important, really powerful to the people around us, and we can elevate their value and show them that the things they do, the things they say, they don't go unnoticed. And when we do that, when we tell them, when we say thank you, we can show them God's kindness, just like David showed to Mephibosheth. God bless.